Hi everyone, it's Renee with Delaney Jane Cards. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you, sort of out of order, this awesome butterfly card that I made. I did get the Pink and Main kit for May, and this is the stamp set that it comes with, which is called Butterfly Kisses. And I did do a 4-card, 1 stamp set kind of video that will be coming, but I wanted to do this one in the meantime. So I stamped this butterfly on a piece of black cardstock with some Versamark ink, and then I am going to heat emboss this with black embossing powder on black cardstock. I know a lot of times we do white on white, so just the opposite. Here I did leave in the melting of the black embossing powder. It is so pretty to watch embossing powder melt. It's just fascinating. I mean, it's literally just plastic and wax. And then I took my microfiber cloth and I just wiped away all of the anti-static powder that I had left on my piece of paper here. And then I thought I would color these in with this Spectrum Noir clear glitter overlay pen. And I left this in because, well, it does really nothing. It didn't change this enough for me to keep this and keep going with it. So I brought out this liquid pixie dust by Ink on 3. It's actually a mixative for watercolors. I didn't use it like that. You see here, I dropped it out of the little bottle and I'm using my paintbrush and I'm filling it in. Now first I filled in just the flowers because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with this. I wanted this beautiful, elegant black on black. I wanted this butterfly to be stunning. So I filled in the flowers first, and gosh, I'm not sure I left the whole thing in here. This is a little bit redundant, but here I'm filling in another flower. I guess I need to get a little better with my editing. It's been a minute. It has been a minute since I've edited a really good video. So, yeah, here you can see that it doesn't move on this cardstock really nicely. I didn't add any water because this is not watercolor paper. It's just black cardstock. And to be honest, it's probably super cheap black cardstock as well, like layering cardstock. I don't really remember if I used like the good stuff or not. But most of the time when you see black, it's the cheap stuff because I use a ton of black cardstock, and if I was spending all my money on the good stuff for layers, etc., I wouldn't have any money for the fun stuff. Now here's where I decided I was going to paint the leaves in as well, because when I tipped this up, I seen just how beautiful those flowers were. And I decided, yep, we're going to go ahead and paint the leaves as well. So I just did the same thing, filled them in, which goes really fast. And I heat embossed this image, so there's like the little like walls and edges. So even though I'm just kind of dropping this color in and spreading it a little bit with my brush, it's not going to actually go anywhere. Although I am going to die cut this out. So doesn't really make that much difference if you made a mess or not, but I didn't. And then I just touched up a few areas that seemed a little light. And then I'm like, well, I guess we're going to go ahead and do the other side of the butterfly because it seemed boring on this side of the butterfly. And I thought, well, if it's going to look super pretty on one side, it should look super pretty on the other. And it does. This is so pretty. I want to do this on all the deep colors of cardstock, like on maroon and navy blue and dark gray and like dark green. And oh, I just think it would be so pretty. And you could use clear embossing powder to get the same effect on those. So I used just 1 drop at a time out of that liquid pixie dust. It goes a long way, but I didn't want it to like dry on my mat or anything. So here is just finishing that up, and I did set this aside to dry while I worked on my background. Now, I seen a video over on Amanda at Rise and Procrastinate's channel. She did this super cool technique where she used a brayer and whatever embossing ink she used, and she like put it on the embossing folder and then embossed her paper, and then used something similar to Perfect Pearls to kind of highlight, and it would stick to that. So I thought I'd give that a shot. I used this Pink and Main folder from a previous kit, and it's called Rose Garden. I thought it was just perfect for this. And then I have Perfect Pearls here. Just taking a little bit, and I am going to dust it on. Now my VersaFine, my Versamark ink pad is not that juicy, so I should have probably re-inked it. So what this did is only left that embossing powder in the crevices around each of these flowers. I think if I had done it the other way, it would have like debossed the image and then would have highlighted the flowers. The way I did it was supposed to highlight the background, but my Versamark ink pad is not so good. So then I just dusted it off with my microfiber cloth, and I do believe I spritz this with water just to make sure that it's bonded. I don't think you have to with Perfect Pearls, but I wanted to, make sure that it wasn't going to rub off on somebody's hands. So there you go. So those are my two pieces. I just brought my heat gun to it just to make sure that it was all the way dry before I die cut it. I didn't want to tear it. So I die cut that out with the coordinating die, and look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. The shine, the shimmer, the depth, the black on black is just striking. If I could have done the sentiment in black, I would have too, but you wouldn't have been able to read it, so figured, well, we're going to have to get some white out here at some point. So here I was just picking a sentiment. And I wanted to kind of center it down at the bottom. I think this is the one that says, "I can't wait to see you soar," or something like that. It's just super encouraging, and I think that it is perfect. So I'm using my anti-static powder bag here and just adding some powder where I'm going to be heat embossing this, using my Versamark ink pad here again. Now it works fine for like sentiment stamps, probably because I can restamp them. I just probably should re-ink it. We'll get there, I guess. I feel like I always forget to re-ink things. And anyway, dumped some white embossing powder, words are hard, on here. Heat set that with my heat gun, and then wiped off the powder again. And now I'm going to add my butterfly. Look how pretty. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Have you used liquid pixie dust on colored cardstock before? I never have. And my original plan, like I showed, was to use just the glitter pen to color it in, but it just didn't have enough impact. So then I decided to try the liquid pixie dust and see. So I'm curious if you've done that before. And then these are from an old kit. These are Pink and Main, and they are like a black gem, but they like shift colors to like blue and purple, and it had black and white. It's probably my most favorite embellishment from Pink and Main ever. And I used the wax pencil, which came in the kit, to place them down. And then there's the center of this flower. I decided to use my black glaze pen, and as you see, mine is in terrible shape. I need to buy a new one. I kind of left that in the video so that I would remind myself that I need to buy a new one. So here's that close-up shot. I love this card. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as I always say, give cards generously. Bye.